This picture of a turtle isn't normal. It's kind of out of place. After photographer Jeremy Koreski and Tofino took it, he was bombarded with media requests to share what pretty much was a 1,000,001 encounter.
And just a little head and the surface in the distance as we're ripping along. And it was this massive turtle. And we were all sort of shocked at first that it was that big of a turtle. We'd never seen that big of a turtle, but I had no idea how rare the sightings were.
Jeremy had spotted a leatherback turtle, the world's largest sea turtle. It's about the size of a smart car, and he's less than 150 people to see one in British Columbia since 1930. They spend most of their life at sea and travel 10,000 miles in a year. But instead of staying in tropical waters, their unique shell lets them go into the cold, and in some cases, come to BC. Jackie Hinldering is a self-proclaimed marine detective and works with the Marine Education and Research Society. She spotted a leatherback in 2016 and says she would never be the same.
How it felt was just incredible, because it is, despite its size and everything else, considering the size of our ocean, it is an incredibly small needle in an astoundingly big and deep haystack. To really think of what the term living dinosaur means, this is a species that has succeeded for 100 million years, and that it has managed over that unit of time. And then, of course, on the flip side of that is then comes the weight of realizing, it survived for 100 million years, but now we're dealing with they're endangered. And of course, the variable that has changed is we two-legged things that have this disconnect from the natural world.
Fisheries and Oceans Canada says the Pacific leatherback population has declined by 95% in the last 50 years. To understand the problem, you need to start with what they eat. Leatherbacks come from BC's abundance of jellyfish. But with massive amounts of plastic pollution in our oceans, leatherbacks will often confuse it for food, eat it, and potentially die.
BC and Vancouver specifically is quite good at managing our waste. We do have a really long way to go though. If you were to quantify how much plastic in terms of the weight of blue whales ended up in the ocean every year, it would be 100,000 blue whales.
Rhiannon Moore has studied the effects of ocean plastics on wildlife. She found it can have devastating effects, and only we can confront this issue by reducing the amount of plastic we use.
I think that the best thing to reduce is start in the grocery store. You walk into a grocery store and honestly, most of the things that you see are just packaging.
And even though we can't see what's happening, or that the average British Columbian's chance of seeing a leatherback turtle is pretty small, what we do day to day with regards to consumerism, disposables, fossil fuels, it ain't helping us and future generations of humans. It isn't helping marine species.